Ankara. Let's get a bit more analysis on this. We're joined by Onur Erim, who's a political advisor and writer, joining us also from Ankara. Onur, many thanks for joining us. Why do you think the US have made such a move?
I don't know. I could probably list a number of reasons, none of which will be close to the reason that they stated on the announcement that they made, which is to overlook the security measures and the security of the embassy staff. At an earlier meeting that the Ambassador Bass was also in on Saturday, replying to a question about the Turkish employee at the U.S. consulate in Istanbul, he was furious about it. He said he's not American, but he's one of my staff. And he gave a very, very interesting example. He said there's a old saying in the American sports. He says, when you feel something is done to you unjustly, you don't get mad, you get even. Having heard that at that second, I didn't realize what it meant, but I think we're seeing more and more of that, which is very interesting, coming from a diplomat of this magnitude, coming from a diplomat of the U.S. service. So we're just watching to see. I'm appalled with what's going on right now.
How do you expect Ankara to respond to this? Because relations have indeed been very strained for the last months, if not years. This presumably is only going to make things worse.
Unfortunately, disproportion in reactions on both sides for the last few years has been a common denominator for both sides. So I would not be surprised if Turkey retaliates to this very extremely unimaginable reaction by the U.S. By another disproportionate move. A number of things come to mind. Some are, somewhat mediocre, calm, and some are even, to some extent, very, over the border. But what's really mind-boggling is this statement was made on, I believe, on a Twitter account of the U.S. Embassy in Ankara. The embassy's website there's nothing there. On the U.S. Department website, there's nothing there. I am just hoping that this is not a personal move or a personal statement that was pushed by the outgoing ambassador, John Bass. Not fully, put through the channels of the U.S. State Department in D.C. And/or the presidency, because as you could see, it looks like it's a simple move due to a security concern, but it's much more than that, because nobody has ever heard of anything in the last few months, even a year, of an excessive threat to any of the U.S. Embassy sites or government sites in Turkey. So this may, hopefully it's not, but this does to a certain degree sound like a decision that's made on more of a personal level, or pushed on a personal level by the outgoing Ambassador Bass, who seemed furious at a meeting on Saturday night, and also on the same day he was together with a bunch of Turkish media representatives in Istanbul, and he had some very tough words to say about the relationship.
Onur, the losers here, no doubt, will be Turkish citizens who have reason to go to the US, whether it be for business or family. Do we have a sense yet of what kind of impact there will be in that regard?
Well, the U.S. Embassy has been keeping a schedule of about 3 to 5 weeks in scheduling, embassy visits for visa applications. So it may not have immediate problems on the Turkish citizens who need to or wish to travel to U.S. in the next week or to 10 days. But if this problem continues more than a week, it could impose some serious problems, because there's people going there to see family, or there's people going there to, talk about or do some serious business dealings. There's people that are going there for health reasons, in the U.S. So if this thing continues for more than a week, it could, yes, definitely impose some serious effects and serious problems for Turkish citizens. Let's just cross our fingers and hope that this does not go more than a few days.